It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl today. A battle of titans, two former champions vying for the chance for another title this year in this, the beginning of our 34th year of Science Bowl here in the Prince George's schools. Play along with us today and see how many of these questions you can answer at home. Let's meet today's teams. First from Greenbelt Middle School, would you please say hello to Fiona Sorensen, Hannah Abraham, and Ruby Calendria. And from Kenmoor Middle School, say hello to Finn Whitaker, Christina Zhang, and Rafi Sayasa. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
And here on Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to the difficulty of the question. The easier questions are on the left, worth 5 and 10 points. The tougher ones, progressively 15, 20. Toughest question of them all, the 25-point question. We start our teams out with 50 points apiece. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. And to the 2 rounds today, we will have a team will take on Martin Luther King for the chance to become the first of our 4 semifinalists in this year's middle school competition. A lot at stake here today. Let's make sure everything is in good working order. Hannah, would you try the red team's buzzer? It looks and sounds A-OK. Good luck to you and to Fiona and to Ruby. And Christina, how about the green teams? What's a group push going on over there? I like that. Finn and Christina and Rafi, good luck to you as well. Congratulations on your teams for being here and being great ambassadors for your school. Let's have a good game. May the better team win. And we go alphabetically. G comes before K. So Greenbelt and Hannah, let's play the bowl.
Body systems for 10.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, if you suffer from polydactyly, you probably have 6 or more of these. Greenbelt.
Toes.
Toes or fingers. Absolutely right. Mother Teresa was polydactylous. She had 6 toes on each foot. Go again. Red.
Science Potpourri for 10.
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, if you are a pedestrian, you walk. If you're an equestrian, what do you do specifically? Kenmoor. What do you do?
Oh, we used to ride horses.
Yes, indeed. You ride a horse, indeed. Thanks, Rafi. Good answer. Go green.
Let's get physical for 15.
Physical for 15 points is a visual question. Look at the monitor in the studio, if you would, please. You know, when you see fireworks, the colors are produced by different chemical elements. The yellow is produced by sodium, the green is barium, and the blue is copper. But to get the white, you need Mg and Al. What are those 2 elements? Greenbelt.
Magnesium and aluminum.
You got them both. Nicely done. Hannah, good help there from Ruby and Fiona. Go, red.
Body systems for 15.
Body systems for 15 points. Teams, tooth whiteners are almost always hydrogen peroxide. That is the chemical responsible for taking the stain off what hardest material on the outside of your tooth.
Enamel.
Enamel, absolutely right. Good. Red.
Zoo Parade for 10.
Zoo Parade for 10 points. Teams, this relative of the dolphin is actually the ocean's top predator, scaring off even great white sharks. Greenbelt.
Killer whale.
Killer whales, the orcas, absolutely. Most people don't see the resemblance, but yes, they are a relative of the dolphin. Go.
Let's get physical for 10.
Physical for 10 points. Teams, a noctilucent cloud, N-O-C-T-I. A noctilucent cloud is a high altitude cloud, and it is luminous when you see it at what? Kenmoor?
At night.
At night, absolutely right. Nocti is the prefix meaning night. You picked up on that. Go green.
Green things for 15.
Again?
Green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points. Teams, I like this question. Approximately 1/2 of a tree's weight is water. The other half is made up of this chemical element. Yes.
Carbon.
Carbon, yeah. Element number 6, whose name means coal. Good. Score, 85 Kenmoor, 100 Greenbelt. Good game. Christina, go.
Zoo parade for 15.
Zoo parade for 15 points. Teams, if you saw The Lion King, and most of us did, almost all of the main characters are mammals. There was one avian that had a voice. Who was the avian star Greenbelt?
Zazu.
Zazu the hornbill. That's exactly right. Thanks, Fiona. Go red.
Green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. Your question is as follows. You know, California redwoods are quite rare. To get more of them, botanists are going to asexual reproduction. They're using this method. Greenbelt.
Cloning.
Yeah, they're cloning them. Thanks, Fiona. Go.
Dateline science for 10.
Dateline science for 10 points. Teams, if you visit the new Dinosaur Hall at the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History, when you walk in, there, seated, is a statue of this man forever linked to the theory of evolution.
Charles Darwin.
Greenbelt.
Charles Darwin.
Charles Darwin, that's right. Thanks, Ruby. Go red.
Science potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, your question is as follows. The most geologically active national park in the continental United States is this one found in Wyoming. Kenmoor.
Yellowstone.
Yeah, it's Yellowstone. Good. Go.
Dateline science for 15.
Daylight science for 15 points. Recently on eBay, you could buy a 15-foot skeleton of one of these Jurassic era terrible lizards. Kenmoor.
Dinosaur.
More specifically?
Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah, T-Rex, that terrible lizard. That's what it translates to. Good, go. All right, 115, 135. Kenmoor, you're on a roll. Go.
Let's get physical for 20.
20 points, and let's get physical. Multiple choice question. The scientist who postulated the geocentric theory of the solar system with the Earth at the center was Hippocrates, Archimedes, or Aristotle. Which of those three? Greenbelt.
Archimedes.
Not Archimedes. Was it Hippocrates, Archimedes, or Aristotle postulating the geocentric theory of the solar system with the Earth at the center?
Hippocrates.
No, it was the one neither of you chose. It was Aristotle. All right, no points. All right, the buzzer says we've come to the end of the first round, and it has been a good one. Greenbelt's at 135. Kenmoor is at 115, and we will be back with the second part of Science Bowl in just one moment. Don't go away. And welcome back to Science Bowl. Hope you're enjoying this game at home. We've got a good one here in the studio. As I said at the top of the show, both of these schools, Kenmoor and Greenbelt, past county champions, and they're here vying for the chance to maybe repeat one more time. Let's go over and find out about the teams. Greenbelt, nice to have you guys back. Hannah, tell us about your school. Who's your principal?
Dr. Valentine.
Wonderful. Out there rooting for you, I know. And who's the sponsor of your team?
Miss Pickerson.
Yes, indeed. And she's just magnificent. And thank you so much for all you do, Miss Begunson, because this wouldn't happen without you here. Any alternates on your team?
Yeah, we have Maya Spistak, Leo Gao, Jimmy Zhang, and Allison Martinez.
Good memory. Yeah, they were waiting for you to mention their names. You've done good there, Hannah. Tell me a little bit about Greenbelt. What's special about your school that you like to brag about?
We have lots of programs at our school, such as high school credit courses like geometry and biology, and we also have lots of like performing like arts courses like band, chorus, and we have a new dance program.
Wow. Sounds like a great place to go to school. Tell me about yourself. What do you want to do someday?
I would like to be an astrophysicist when I'm older.
Yes, and you've been on our program now how many times?
When I was in 5th grade and 7th grade, and now in 8th grade.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, you're part of the family here. You're such a good player, and it's always a joy to have you back with us, Hannah. Ruby, nice to have you with us as well, because you're a repeat player as well, aren't you? Yeah, what do you like about the Science Bowl? Why do you want to come back and keep doing this? Well, we're glad you do.
It's really exciting, like when you're like on the stage and you're like the pressure and this like the competition. I like it.
It is, yeah, because it kind of tests your mettle, we say, you know, just to see what you're made of. And, you know, you're obviously a very smart young lady, and you're demonstrating that here today. It's nice to have the opportunity to give you to do that. Fiona, tell us about yourself. Here's your first time on the show.
Yeah, I've been on the team since 6th grade, but this is the first time. But this is my first time, like, on the team.
Yeah, well, so what do you think so far?
I think it's fun. Half of me sort of wants to like not win this round, so I don't have to go up against Martin Luther King today.
Now, perish that thought. Perish that thought. You guys are doing really well here today. Yeah, don't slack off. And you have a lot of things that you'd like to do with your life. Yeah, share a couple with us.
I like
Paleontologist, right?
no pathologist.
Pathologist.
Which is working with diseases.
Yes.
I like botany, plants. I like zoology, photography. I love drawing and writing, and I love toxicology, which is the study of poisons.
Yes.
I like a lot of stuff.
Well, you're like the poster person for STEM, all of the different subjects there, and yeah, I hope you get to indulge each and every one of those in the course of your life here. And Ruby, I didn't get a chance to ask you what you might want to do someday.
Something in the science field. I don't know yet.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. You have plenty of time to figure that out. Good luck in the second half, Greenbelt. Kenmoor, nice to have you guys here. And Finn, you were here before?
That is correct.
Yeah, tell us about that.
It was 3 years ago for Kenmoor versus Whitehall. We did lose, sadly.
Yes.
So we didn't get to make it on, but it was fun.
It was
so
fun.
I'm here again.
And that's the important thing, and the experience. And this takes courage. You know,
Yeah.
you don't have to do this. You know, you put yourself through this. You know, for some of you, it's a difficult, but you know, that's what life is about. Let's see how good I am. Let's see if I can do this thing. Tell me about yourself. What do you want to do someday, Finn?
I'm not sure yet, to be honest.
Yeah, you and Ruby both. You know, you're still figuring this all out. Christina, nice to have you here today. Tell us about Kenmoor Middle School, the winningest school in Science Bowl history, 7 championships for the middle schools in our 34 years here. Who's your principal over there?
Miss Budley.
Yes, she has been there for a number of years too, and she is an excellent principal. And who's the sponsor of your team?
Miss Beth Novick.
Miss Novick, and yeah, Beth took over, and Beth, thank you for all that you have done to get this program back in gear, because we were missing Kenmoor there for a little bit. Tell us about any alternates. No, you have an alternate, but the person's not here. Is that
yes.
correct?
Mm-hmm.
Who's that?
Renee McNaughton.
Thank you. Thank you, Renee, if you're watching. What do you like about Kenmoor, Christina?
Well, I'd like to think that we are extremely environmentally aware of what we're doing. We've been trying to start back up recycling during lunches, because a lot of the things during lunch can be recycled. We have a lot of extracurricular activities. For example, we have music programs, such as band, choir, orchestra, all of your
Do you still have a philosophy club over there? At one time there was a philosophy club at Kenmoor. I didn't know if that was still in existence.
I do not think it's going on anymore.
Okay, all right. And someday, what are you going to do, Christine?
I would like to be an environmental scientist.
Yeah, it sounds like you're very green about everything, you know, and we should use you as a role model, because, you know, we're doing so much damage to the planet here. Rafi, nice to have you here today. Former spelling bee champ and all-around good guy. What do you do in your spare time?
I like watching anime. I really like drawing. I play video games, and I also really like reading science articles. If I'm bored with any of those, I'd probably just go to a science website to just read something about astrology, because I really like astrology, something about quantum physics.
Yeah, this show was made for you. This is a perfect place for you. This is science heaven, you know, for a guy like you. Nice to have you with us. Let's get back into the game. 115 for Kenmoor, 135 for Greenbelt. Last correct answer came from the green team. So, Christina, lots of high-valued points and low-valued points yet to give away. Go.
Green things for 20.
Green things, 20 points. Teams Tulips and daffodils grow from underground buds that have what same name as the glass enclosures that Thomas Edison, Greenbelt?
Bulbs.
Bulbs, that's it, yeah. Good, thanks Fiona, go.
Zoo parade for 20.
Zoo parade, 20 points. Your question is as follows. You know, tuna is known as the chicken of the sea. But in the Caribbean, these large tropical lizards are known as the chickens of the trees. Name those lizards for 20 points. Kenmoor.
I passed a fin.
Finn.
Iguana.
You got it, young man. Good answer. All right, iguanas indeed. Who knew iguanas were tasty? Okay, go green.
Body systems for 20.
Body systems for 20 points. You know, the buildup of plaque in blood vessels can foretell problems with your heart. The plaque inside your blood vessels is spelled P-L-A-Q-U-E. The more technical term of plaque is coronary calcium. 20 points if you can spell coronary. 20 points if you can spell coronary.
Okay.
Red team has rung in. Who's going to be my speller?
Okay, fine. Pass to Fiona.
Fiona, say the word for me, please, first.
Coronary. C-O-R-O-N-A-R-Y.
Nailed it. Good job. All right, go. Red.
Science potpourri for 20.
Potpourri for 20 points. Teams in this country, bats are the major source of the disease called hydrophobia. Hydrophobia is better known. Kenmoor.
Rabies.
It is rabies. Thank you, Rafi. Good assist on that. Go. Green.
Dateline science for 20.
Dateline for 20 points. Teams, this modern day inventor whose last name is a pungent smelling liquid that, yes, Kenmoor.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, exactly right. Yeah, the Tesla car inventor and the guy who's building rocket ships. We got a tie, folks. 175 all. Kenmoor, go.
Let's get physical for 25.
Physical for 25 points. Teams, typhoons and hurricanes, storms that spin counterclockwise or clockwise depending on what hemisphere you're in around a low pressure center, are generally known by what C initial term? Greenbelt.
Cyclone.
Yeah, cyclone it is. Good. Red.
Zoo parade for 25 points.
Zoo parade for 25 points. Teams, beekeepers, in order to mark the queen bee, will take a green dot and put it on this middle section. Greenbelt.
Thorax.
Yeah, the thorax, between the head and the abdomen. That's where the spot goes. Good. Red.
Body systems for 25.
Body systems for 25 points. Teams, your question is as follows. You might say that this organ, this internal organ, is your body's sweet spot. It's where glucose is stored as glycogen. Greenbelt.
Pancreas.
No. Kenmoor, your body's sweet spot, this organ is where sugar is stored in the form of glycogen and then is released as the body needs it. Can you name that organ for 25 points?
Liver.
Yes, it is the liver. Good comeback. Go green.
Science potpourri for 25.
Potpourri for 25 points. Teams, author John Green, who wrote The Fault Is in Our Stars, has written a new book called Turtles All the Way Down about a high school student who suffers from OCD. What is OCD? Be specific.
Obsessive compulsive disorder.
You got it. Nicely done. Go. Red.
Green things for 25 points.
Green things for 25 points. Teams, plants are designed mathematically by something called a Fibonacci sequence. The number of petals in the plates, say, on a pine cone. Supply the last number in this Fibonacci sequence. Listen carefully. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. Kenmoor.
11.
No, not 11. Greenbelt. The last number in this Fibonacci sequence, listen. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8.
13.
Yeah, that's it. Yes. Good. Go.
Dateline science for 25.
Dateline for 25 points. Look at the monitor in the studio, please. Actor Ryan Gosling in the movie First Man played this first man to walk on the moon.
Neil Armstrong.
That is Neil Armstrong. It is he indeed. Okay.
Things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, trifolium is the scientific name of this plant that's associated with good luck if it has 4 leaves. Kenmoor?
Clover.
Clover is right. Yes, ma'am. Go.
Let's get physical for 5.
Physical for 5 points. Teams, Jiminy Cricket in Pinocchio said, you know, it makes no difference who you are.
If you wish upon a star.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, nice thought. Go.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems, 5 points. Teams, there is a soap operatic program that has what same name as the sharp hooked nails on a tiger's paw or a bear's foot.
Claws.
Claws, yeah. Good, go.
Zoo Parade 5.
Zoo Parade, I thought it was Zoo Parade 5, I'm sorry.
Is Body Systems for 5 still open?
It is. Body System for 5 is still available. Teams, which of your senses is tapped by a company called Sniffapalooza?
Smell.
Smell. That's it. Yep.
Science Potpourri for 5.
Potpourri for 5 points. Teams, there's a constellation that looks like a goat. There's a nebula that looks like a horse's head. And there is a supernova that looks like this bovine.
Sheep.
Not a sheep. Supernova that looks like this bovine.
Chicken.
No, a cow. A cow. Last question of the game is Dateline for 5 points. And your question is as follows, teams. NASA's New Frontiers program is the successor to its New Horizons program that took a journey to that ignominiously kicked out planet.
Pluto.
Pluto is right, and that is the end of our game. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just a moment. Don't you go away. Welcome back. What a game. We promised you a very competitive matchup between former champs, and that's what we got today. We are so proud of all of these players. They are elite students in my book, and I know yours too. Our final tally today is Kenmoor 205, Greenbelt 320. Congratulations, Fiona, Hannah, and Ruby. And they've got a shadow team +1 back there. Wave, Maya, Allison, Leo, Jimmy, Miss Pagunson. We will see you against Martin Luther King. Let's have a nice round of applause for the Greenbelt team. And Kenmoor, the last time Christina and Rafi did this was never, and they came out here, and what a show you put on. Finn, it was nice to have you back in. You really added to this team. And Beth, thank you for organizing. This wouldn't have happened without you. I'm glad we got to talk last year. Let's have a nice round of applause for Kenmoor. Super job. And thank you all for being with us today on Science Boy. I hope to see you next time. Until then, I'm Dave Zarin. Bye-bye.